Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 564th episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my wonderful suite of co-hosts. We've got the one and only Lynian today.
Hello.
And we've also got Clod9, or Clod9, I should say.
Hello, everyone. If I didn't have an excited opening, no one would know we started the show.
I don't know that I would believe it's you either. Somebody would have just taken your screen name. Put you in Discord.
I believe it.
Because, honestly, you're just the happiest person I know, Claude.
I'm glad that some people think.
Claude is just caffeinated Seth Vilo. It's fine.
If by caffeinated you mean I just woke up and I'm usually a morning person, then yes.
I'm in the same boat today, but...
I think all three of us are by default morning people in general, but today are just dead.
Something happened to each of us this week. Welcome to the PUCL Podcast, by the way. PUCL, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. And today is just like, I am the lowest energy I have been in a very long time. I don't know what
Why is that?
Oh, man. So, like, it was mostly work this week. It has very little to do with Pokemon. Like, I played in the late night tournament this week, and I went 3-3. So, like, I think I'm getting a little bit better in TCG. But that's about all I did because, like, at work, we had an event where we had to, like, do a review for some, like, program at a university. And we just socialized a lot. And I just got really tired. You know, the social battery's drained. But Claude's here.
Oh, I hear that.
But Claude and Lynian are here. So, like, I have to. And because they're my friends and I enjoy their company. And I still have...
Yeah, let's go with that.
I mean, I also still have to play D&D tonight. So, like, there's that social experience I have to endure. And then Sunday, I'm just not talking to anybody. I'm just not.
See, I'm excited. I'm actually going to my first league today.
Oh, that's exciting.
And
yeah, that's fun.
So, I just have to, build up the, Noive to figure out exactly what I want to do. And
is it one of the leagues that
want to play full mean?
Is it one of those leagues that like just does a tournament at the store or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because some leagues you just go play. You just go play, right?
Well, they have both open.
Yeah.
Like I believe this one is both a open play
nice.
and a league tournament.
That's nice.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean the league tournaments are good if you're trying to practice, right?
I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And
well, then play whatever you want to play.
I want to play. I'm probably going to go and do the league tournament because I can't.
Yeah, what are you going to...
I'm excited.
Are you going to play any good decks? Or what decks are you... What are the toss-ups, What are the questions?
I have two builds.
Okay.
And I have Zoroark V-Star, or Hisuian Zoroark
Okay,
V-Star.
that's a decent enough deck, yeah.
It's okay. And then I have Rotom.
Rotom's not good until the next set.
Rotom won't be good until the special set, which comes out after Silver Tempest.
No, I think the V-Star is going to be in Silver Tempest.
It's not.
It's not? Okay.
No, they've already confirmed pretty much all the V's and V-Stars that are going to be in the set.
Sad.
So it's going to be in its own separate special set afterwards. But I have made Rotom work.
It works okay.
You're right. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 6 being the highest, it's roughly like a 5.
Did you say 1 to 10 with 6 being the highest?
Yes.
Yeah.
On a scale of 5 to 7. Scale at 7, solid 5.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, scale at 7, solid 5.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It was. That deck's okay. It's fun.
It's more.
Fun.
I have a lot of fun playing it, whether or not it's good or bad. But I'm still missing a couple of pieces from the more optimal build of it. Since I made build 1, and then I found build 2, and I'm like, this can't be better, and it turned out to be better, and I'm like, okay. All right, this is just a little bit more consistent, and I like that.
That is how Pokemon cards work. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the second half of my, I have one order of 12 cards or 20 cards that cost me maybe $1 to come in.
Yeah, I did finish building all of the decks I wanted to build in person, though I kind of want to just go buy the parts I need for Hisui and Gudra right now, because that deck is like up and coming, and I mean it is a real deck, because like there were like 3 decks that right away people are like, yeah, these are real decks that came out of Lost Origin, and we talked about those on the show a couple weeks ago, right? But Hisui and Gudra has been one that's like slowly been climbing up, and it just got like 4th in some big tournaments online.
Specifically not the Arceus one. It's regular. So.
No, the Arceus one actually made top 4 in late night.
Really?
Yeah, this week. Yeah.
I thought that one was the one that was mediocre.
People keep saying that the Arceus variants of everything is mediocre, and I don't know that I believe them. Like, Arceus is just too good. Like, if you can just go ahead and like use a V-Star ability to just go get 2 cards, like any cards, like that's good. I'm sorry. Like, it is good, and it accelerates energy really well. And a lot of people are like hard countering Lost Zone right now anyway, because they're all spooked.
I don't know how you hard counter. I mean,
you run double Empoleon.
So that's the other thing I have to debate is I have a single Empoleon, but I don't have a double.
Yeah, you have to play double.
So I have to figure out if it's worth running one or not running it.
I feel like a person or a Japanese player when I play the double Empoleon decks, and this is because in Japan the meta is a lot different because their tournaments aren't best of 3. They're
best of
their
one.
Tournaments are best of 1, so you see a lot more tech in their decks. And so, one, you shouldn't copy a Japanese deck to like go to a regional here because they're best of 3, and you don't need as much tech in a best of 3. You need to like optimize your build and just go. But in a best of 1, techs work really, really well, and yeah, it's just silly to see that. Like, because like when you run the double Empoleon, you're taking 2 out of your 60 cards, so you know a 30th of your deck, and you're just like, yeah, this is just techs now. They're useless in every matchup that's not Lost Zone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. Is Empoleon useless in anything?
It's good against Reggies. It's good against Reggies.
It's good against Reggies and good against a lot of the stall.
Yes, it is good against a lot of the stall. Well, it also it's your Miltank answer. I actually really like it as a Miltank answer. It's very, very good for Miltank.
See, that's why I'm debating. I only have one. Is it worth running one, or do I have to run the 2?
In which deck? In Zoroark?
Zoroark. I think you have to run the 2.
I think you need to run the 2. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of debate. I mean, if you're just going for fun, Claude, I would just run the 1.
Well, I mean, I would just won't run it at all then at that point.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So I was having conversations with some people about this, and they said you just run 0 or 2. That's your choice. You run 0 or 2.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You run 0 or 2
because I like the other tech options that I have that I get to run without it. Like I get to run Avery, get to run Sharon's, which also helps against the Lost Box.
Yep.
Shenanigans.
So I want to stop there though, so we don't like bore Lynian out of his mind. And no, it's fine. I do this every week now. I'm sorry, Claude.
Oh, what do you mean? I
just want to know what Lynian's been up to.
I've been slowly working my way in my free time through. I've been replaying Legends Arceus, and yeah,
no one ever. Wow.
Well, I figured I would give it a try when all of the hype was dead. We were looking at something else, and it was just trying it again on its own merits. And the game is very fun. It's still very good. I have discovered a small problem with it, which is, man, you cannot, like, I know you can, in theory, speed run. That's not what I mean when I say you can't. It's not that it's impossible. It's that it is difficult. Not in, like, it's hard, but as in, like, man, if you want to just sit down and make a meaningful amount of progress in 20 minutes, you really can't.
I agree with that.
It's not like, oh, it draws me in. It's like, okay, so I need to get how many points? So, all right, so I've got to optimize all. It just takes a lot of time to like do a run, doing things that you don't necessarily, that like it was great to do the first time. I'm not sure if this game has infinite replayability because a lot of it feels like the trainer school.
I don't know. Like I remember starting it and like there's definitely like 45 minutes of trainer school. But after you get back past that, like the initial part, I'm not too upset about it. I don't know. Because they let you like run off and do things, and at least the areas are big and exciting. Unlike trainer school, where it's just like, would you like to go catch a slowpoke?
What I mean by that is they'll gate off progress until you have either a large amount of dex completion done, or, I mean, even yes, it's you're directing it. I don't necessarily want to be doing that. And it takes a very long time to do a lot. Because it's like, at some point, you're like, all right, I've got to do this I need to use this move 8 times on this Pokemon. And if you're trying to even optimize it's
my
very
least favorite part of it.
repetitive.
Yeah.
All like you must use the strong head bash to evolve 40 times.
I haven't even been using those Mons, but it's just...
I did hate that.
Like, you get to a point where it's like, well, how do I progress to the next area? It's like quite literally grinding captures and move spams. Is it bad? No, but is it not what I want to be doing with the game? Yeah. I wish I could catch a few fewer Mons and then just have it be the let me progress.
I do really dislike the move spams. I think those are the worst thing in that game. Well, except for like the dex completion stuff. Like the dex completion stuff I'm okay with in that sense, but when it comes to evolving, I think the move spams are very frustrating and annoying.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about that. It's not so much frustrating as it makes like the minimum play session about an hour, if not more, to make a meaningful amount of progress. And it's like,
I would agree with that.
Okay. I guess.
I've pretty much decided that the next time I go back to it, it will pretty much be my last, and it's going to be whenever I need to. I'll eventually, before Scarlet and Violet, go and like finish my living decks. And I want to make sure I have all of the like first forms and second forms of all the new Pokemon that were in that game.
That's fair.
I will say all of the new evolution methods aren't bad. Basque Legion is frustrating at times, but also a welcome challenge to evolve. It's not. It didn't drive me up a wall of like, I can't get this thing done. It's just a bit of spreadsheet, not even spreadsheeting. It's just like, all right, I'm going to keep that in mind.
It's
run a bunch of potions.
Bad. Yeah, it's not that bad.
As long as you're healing up and you're choosing your fights well, which, I mean, that's a welcome amount of skill, you're going to do it. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most of them aren't terrible. I just didn't like move spam. That's all. Like, just because, like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the battle system either, to be fair.
Oh, I hate the battle system. Don't get me started.
I think that's like the worst part of that game is the battle system.
If I didn't know there was a better option right next to it, I wouldn't hate it. Like, there's nothing about it that is terrible. I've played RPGs with worse turn systems.
No, I do agree with that.
Correct.
I mean, I appreciate that they went out on a limb and they tried something different. It does feel like they were just like, yeah, let's do it. And they just didn't care. Because they usually take like really good care to balance things, especially as of late. Like you look at Urshifu and Pokemon like that, where they definitely
balanced what?
They took time. Okay, they took time to craft that. I don't care what you say. They intended for it.
I mean, I believe they took time to craft it.
No, they definitely intended for it to be like a menace in VGC because they don't care about singles.
Yes.
And they crafted it to do well, but not too well. And that's why Urshifu's base speed is 97. Okay?
I fully believe that. They wanted their boy Charizard to still have power.
They just wanted it to like not be too broken.
They wanted to keep it in line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they would then immediately release a Pokemon with, I don't know, like 150 speed and 165 special attack with a move that hits both.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's only one type.
To be fair, its move pool sucks. So, there's that.
Wait, Calyrex?
Calyrex Shadow Rider's move pool isn't that deep.
Both are bad.
Yeah.
I mean, move-wise.
Yeah.
For VGC.
Yeah, the move pool's not that deep.
I meant Regieleki, but okay.
Yeah, Regieleki, same thing.
It gets enough. It gets more than enough. I think it's got Psychic, Grass, Ghost.
I don't think it gets Psychic. I don't think you get. It does. Not on Calyrex Shadow Rider.
No, it doesn't.
It's Psychic Ghost type.
Yeah,
it has
but
all
Psychic.
Of Calyrex's normal moves.
The Calyrex, the final form.
Calyrex Shadow Rider, I think, doesn't get good Psychic because Psychic turns into Astral Barrage or whatever it is.
No, it doesn't.
What turns into Astral Barrage?
Nothing. It just gets Astral Barrage.
Oh,
I was thinking base form Shadow.
Spectre is garbage. Spectre is garbage in move pool.
Yeah, Spectre is the one who has no move pool. Calyrex Shadow Rider, I mean, yeah, it has a really good move pool. That's part of the reason it's such a monster.
Yeah.
It still gets Psychic. It still gets Psyshock.
Yeah, but Sucker Punch exists. Like Sucker Punch.
I'm not saying it doesn't have weaknesses. I'm saying that it has been an Uber's menace since the second it's come out.
Well, yeah, but that's singles. Like, that's not where it belongs.
Even in doubles, it was very competitive as a top legendary in a format.
I think it did win worlds. Well, in a format with Zacian, I think Zacian was it Zacian Shadow Rider that one? No, or was it Zacian Groudon? I forget which one won in worlds.
It doesn't have to win worlds to have been like a menace in the format.
Oh no, because there was a Shadow Rider in the finals match. I was just trying to think about what the partner was.
Yeah, no, it was the Groudon. It was the Groudon Zacian one.
Okay, it was Groudon Zacian. Okay, because I knew that I see all 4 legendaries, and I'm just like, which one was with which? And I'm like shuffling them in my head. But all right, well, for brevity, I'm gonna cut us off, and I'm gonna make us go talk about. I'm gonna talk about some news because there was some news this week. So let's go kick it on over to that and cue that epic music.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about today. First of all, it's probably the biggest news that happened this week. Wiglet. It was a new Pokemon that was revealed, and Wiglet is like an eel that pops out of the ground by the ocean, and he's a water type with Gooey and Rattle, and they're not related. They just look like Diglett. And that's fine. Maybe they shouldn't have even told me they look like Diglett and just told me it's a new Pokemon, and I probably would have been fine.
I feel like with the advent of regional forms,
yes,
they had to say it. They had to be like, it's not this thing, because
I guess that's kind of fair, but okay, because like
distinctly different is how they put it, or what's it? I forgot the exact wording.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. I don't really care. I don't know. Diglett is such a basic design itself that if something else looks like it a little bit, I'm okay. We've had 20 years of Pika clones. I can handle this. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like Pika clones are this is their idea of just like, what do they call it? Like mimicry or something like that.
They haven't really given us a name for this, which is fine. This is an example of convergent evolution versus divergent evolution.
Yes.
Divergent evolution is how you get one wolf ancestor to all of the modern breeds of dogs.
That's very close to regional forms.
Yeah, that's basically what a regional form is. Meanwhile, these are an example of convergent evolution, like how everything over time becomes a crab.
Yes.
What?
We are all crabs. Crab people.
Can you explain that? Because I know nothing about that.
Crabs have evolved independently about 4 times from completely unrelated species.
Yeah, a
really?
bunch of... Yes.
That's awesome.
It's called carcinization, and it's kind of hilarious to read up on. But the idea is that there are certain ecological niches that are best served by certain adaptations.
Yep.
So, convergent evolution is when 2 completely unrelated animals who have no relation to each other, at least nothing for millions of years, both develop the same adaptations over time to take advantage of the same niche. Another good example is the marsupial wolf, which used to roam Australia before it died out, but it was very similar to canine wolves in North America and Europe, but shared no ancestry. I mean, it was a marsupial instead of a standard canidae.
It's fun.
That's cool.
Biology.
It's fun.
Stay in school. Learn this stuff. This is interesting. These are fun facts. Tell them at parties.
It'll be cute. I don't know. I have like very few feelings on this. I'm just like, yeah, so it's fine. We've got 20 years of Pika clones. This is what this is. Just another Pika clone. It's just instead of a Pika clone, it's a Diglett clone. That's fine.
And I like it. I'm
okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't care. I have no problem.
I think it is a great name. I think Wiglet is a fun name.
I do not like the name.
I like how he looks different enough from Diglett, too. Like, with the eel body. I really like that.
I really liked... I do not like the Pokemon overall. I kind of hate it. But I will say, I really liked in the English reveal trailer, you see it at first, and it very much just looks like a Diglett that's a little different. But the more you look at it, you're like, no? And then it gets long, and then it, like, sags forward, and it's bounced, like, it's moving differently. You're like... No, that isn't just a long Diglett. There's something else that is fundamentally different about it, but it's got the nose.
The fun thing will be to find out if it evolves and if we get, Wug Trio.
I don't want it to be Wug Trio. I think it needs to evolve.
I don't want it to be Wug Trio either, but I hope it evolves.
I think it has to evolve into something else. if it's going to evolve. Like, one, I think that's a cop-out. Two, I think if we're going to have this idea of, like, convergent evolutions like this, that we need to...
they need to go somewhere different.
We need to go somewhere different, yeah. I agree with that.
All or nothing.
I will say, having seen the animal that they're based on, garden eels, a bunch of them popping out of the sand together, it would be just how that thing operates.
Yes,
I wouldn't
absolutely.
be surprised. So I'm not going to be... I'm going to be disappointed, but I won't be crushed if it turns out that it evolves into 3 of them.
Which I think is, like, fine.
Yeah. Well, let's move on.
Yeah, so speaking of Scarlet and Violet, we have confirmation that Ed Sheeran's new single, Celestial, will be featured in Scarlet and Violet.
I hate this.
So make sure you find out where it is if you're streaming the game to avoid a copyright claim. That will just mute that part of the video on your stream, but if you're posting it to YouTube...
I assume it's going to be the credits. The other thing I can see is, like, we've seen Team Star, when you go to their base, it kind of looks music-y. Maybe, remember when we went to Sword and Shield? And
I remember we went to Sword and Shield.
We went to Piers, and, like,
Piers,
they had...
and then there was no song.
The silent rock concert that occurred. I wonder if they learned from that mistake, and they might fix it.
The other option is that, like, during some, like, climactic moment, it feels like that song wouldn't be, like, a backing track for that, though. But I also really would love canonical Ed Sheeran, because that means that we have something in common with Game of Thrones.
God.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Instead of, we have Wallguard Ed Sheeran, we have evil team leader Ed Sheeran.
It just proves that Ed Sheeran's in all of the multiverses.
Yeah.
And it's Ed Sheeran is the main character of Everything Everywhere All at Once, and it's just Ed Sheeran.
That is funny, and I like that. That's my
new headcanon.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to the next one. I didn't read it before I highlighted it, but I'll let you read it, Claude.
Yeah, so there is potential anime news coming on the 14th.
I guess we find out if Ash is still there or not.
But they're gonna replace Ash because he's gonna beat Leon and therefore earn his dream of being a Pokemon Master, which is something explicitly definable and isn't just a generic excuse.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
Can Go leave?
Go is alright. So if we get into, like, the last episode that aired, which was yesterday in Japan.
I haven't watched it. Yeah, but continue. We can spoil
this is before the Ash Leon fight. Spoiler alert. Go does leave for Project Mew. So it looks like Ash is going to fight Leon without Go being there, even though Go has been there the entire time.
Sad.
Dude, why? Did the voice actor have, like, a killer rate or something?
We don't know anything else. And granted, like, we don't know if he's actually truly gone or anything like that. Like,
yeah.
I fully expect him to come back. Or, like, to skip out on the project to watch Ash in the finals, like,
to solidify their friendship. Like, me doesn't matter as much as my friendship. I think that's my biggest problem with Go is, like, a character flaw. Is, like, his character flaw is, like, I care about Mew more than anything in my entire life. And, like, to the point where he's
too close to home?
Yeah. Well, it's like to the point where he's just like, yeah, this Score Bunny and I became best friends, but I don't want to be its friend because my first partner is going to be Mew. And it's just like, wow, okay. Maybe you could be a little bit nicer, Go.
That was his thought in the beginning.
He did grow up by the end of that episode.
Yeah.
Like, you have to realize, like, Go's character arc throughout the anime
he's actually had an arc. He's actually had an arc, yeah. I agree with you.
Which has been really exciting to have, like, to watch.
Also, he's 10.
Yeah, sure, it doesn't matter.
I don't believe anyone's 10. I believe he's 12.
Yep.
Okay, he's 12.
That's fine.
I know a lot of 12-year-olds that would be exactly on par with.
All right. Well, moving on to Sword and Shield news that nobody cares about. Series 14 rules are available. It's just Series 12 again. So that's the one where it's just 2 restricteds. They did not want, like, last rule set, like, went down like crazy. That was Series 13 where they just, like, let anything happen. And they decided they probably didn't want to end Sword and Shield on the note that nobody was playing it because their format was awful. So they went back to Series 12.
Which is still bad, but it's like playably bad versus unplayably bad.
Yeah, exactly. Man, okay, come on. Every team was Zacian, Kyogre, and Yveltal. I also don't think it's the rule set that killed the player base. I think it's the fact that they just don't have any tournaments in this format.
That's part of it, I think. But I think the rule set's, like, with the mons that are allowed...
Yes,
I think it became a problem. Like, I think they didn't expect Zacian to just take over.
Yeah. Well, if you can just have Zacian on the team and then 2 other things anyway, or 5 other things, why not have a Zacian? Like, come on.
I know that format became almost like fixed. Like, all right, cool. You can bring these 6 and have a 50% win rate versus every single team.
Yep.
Which is like dumb and not the way it was intended.
Yep.
Tastes like chalk.
It was worse.
I know it's worse, but it feels very much that. At least chalk had a flex slot.
Yeah, chalk's with a flex spot, except
without a flex spot. Yeah.
Except your flex spot is a mythical or a legendary.
Right.
Something absurd like that.
Look, it's bad. It's not defending it. I'm not saying it's as bad as the other thing. I'm just saying it reminds me of it, and that's terrible.
All right. So let's move on to Pokemon Unite, Lynian. Let's just do that.
Unite.
Yeah. So, not looking to explicitly spoil what's releasing after Clefable, but it's Halloween, so you should expect a couple Ghost or Dark type Pokemon.
One is very prominent right now in the TCG.
Yes.
And the other has made someone extremely, extremely happy in PUCL.
Yeah.
So.
No, they're the same one.
We were referring to the same thing.
That's the same Pokemon.
I did not know that was doing well at the TCG because I haven't heard about it.
It turns out it's kind of breaking the game. It's like really killing single prize decks because its attack is too good. It's honestly because the Lost Zone engine is like really, 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 really good.
Oh, there was a new one. I didn't see anything in the Lost Zone one. I was thinking of the one that was, the one that makes raids hilariously easy.
No, not that one. It's a single prize. It's like, it's breaking the game a little bit. All right. So, Pokemon Go. Let's just move on to whatever that is.
Yeah. Guzzlord was teased for November.
Wow.
Get ready for some guzzling Guzzertons.
Wow. All right.
I chose my words correctly.
You certainly made decisions.
I know, and I'm proud of them.
Evolving Stars event runs from the 5th to the 11th to celebrate being able to evolve Cosmog to the equally useless Cosmoem. There aren't any additional Pokemon added, and there's supposed to be some collection challenges based on evolving Pokemon found during the event. There's also a Mega Gyarados raid day on the 8th from 2 to 5 local time.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Mega G!
That's cute. That's cute.
Is that the only Mega that has been G? No, Gardevoir.
No, Gardevoir.
Gallade. Yeah, like...
Glalie.
Gastrodon.
What?
Have you never seen Mega Gastrodon?
I have not, and please do not show me.
It's just Hisuian Gudra.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't know that Gastrodon evolves into Gudra? Gosh, I thought this was a Pokemon podcast.
Yeah, it's actually a convergent evolution. It's Gudradon.
Well, Claude, finish off the Pokemon Go.
Okay. Other events of the month is the Festival of Lights. There's Halloween. This month's raid for October is Yveltal. Or Yveltal?
Yveltal. Because it's like evil and then tall.
Yeah.
Why Velt like svelte and then
my God.
Why Veltal?
Sure.
Yep. Until the 8th. Xerneas or Xerneas, because why not? Until Halloween event on the 20th. And then for each week, then a week each for the Giratina forms.
Yay.
Halloween will also introduce Mega Banette.
Wow. Exciting times in Pokemon Go. Actually, their Halloween events are usually like the best ones. So, because you never get to see any ghost type Pokemon. So it's great. All right. Yeah, so time for Puckle's Poke Prediction. I think we're running out of things to talk about here because we're talking about Stonejourner. Just Stonejourner.
We could talk about what our prediction is for other convergent evas at this point.
No, we're talking about Stonejourner. Sword and Shield
what do you want to talk about Stonejourner about?
Okay, Sword and Shield introduced us to Stonejourner, who ended up being a bit of a flop as a Pokemon. It did nothing in singles where it got to be an abilityless mono-rock Pokemon with middling speed. I wouldn't even call it middling. It was like no speed.
It was 70. It's middling.
I guess so.
That's higher than I expected for a rock.
And a special defense comparable to Weedle. Its ability was designed for doubles, but its stats make it hard to run without a sash. Stonejourner was in the first trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Do you think they'll buff it to make it more usable? And my answer is a hard probably not.
Nope.
I don't think
I'm going to say a hard
no. That was easy. We did it, guys. What would they do to Stonejourner?
This is a silly Poke prediction.
Yeah, well, that's our prediction. We win. Well, so if they buff it,
can I give a better one?
Yeah. No.
Will Wiglet evolve?
Yes.
Yes.
We don't know that, though.
We don't know that, but yes.
It
I
probably
don't think it will.
I think it will.
I really don't think it's going to.
I think it will.
I think it's going to stay a Wiglet forever.
I think it will. I think it'll.
Yours won't, maybe.
Yeah. I think we're going to end our news here, and we're going to kick it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Hello and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz your co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Professor Snag with the rules. The co-hosts are working together as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that you, the listeners, have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The hosts can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct without using the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And welcome to Puckle's Poke Quiz. We are going to quiz Lynian and Clod here to see if they can get something on the board to get to 40 points before somebody else to win it all. Pride, glory, the trivia ladder. All right, so our first question this week is going to be from the egotistical Elekid. There is only one Pokemon that can't learn any normal type moves. Who is that Pokemon?
Alright, so they have to be from Gen 8 because everyone could learn Hidden Power before then. Or Protect.
Also, no, not all Pokemon could learn Hidden Power or Protect.
Okay, well, those are the 2 things that pop into my head immediately.
Yeah, those are like the 2 most often disqualifying factors, but there are a lot of Pokemon that just straight up can't learn many moves.
Yeah, okay. What is Tynamo's moveset?
It includes Splash? Tackle.
Never mind. That was one of the ones.
I'm trying to think of Pokemon that can't learn TM and HMs, because there are Wobbuffet can get Safeguard.
Yep, and Encore.
Yeah.
I think it has to either be something from what's it called? Legends Arceus or Gen 8.
Cosmoem and Cosmog get Splash.
Yep.
What
does Basculegion know a normal type move?
Yes.
Okay.
Double Edge for one.
I don't just ask questions.
I know. But all of those Pokemon I can guarantee get at least one normal type move. Unless it's something stupid like Overquill can't, but I feel like status moves. I feel like you can get at least Swords Dance.
Overquill could get something. I mean, it should be able to get I think it gets Self-Destruct or Explosion. They all do.
Tackle, even.
Yeah.
All of the Cocoons get Harden, which doesn't work. What about
Snom? Does Snom have a...
I don't know why you think these things don't have, Tackle. Because Snom has a full and normal move pool. It can learn TMs as well.
Well, Snom's level up moveset is usually just Powder Snow and Struggle Bug, and I think that's it. That's why I was asking.
But it can learn TMs.
Probably.
Definitely. Sand Attack, Struggle Bug. And is it by level up, Thatch?
It's by everything. It can't learn any normal type moves ever in its life.
I think it might be Wimpod. I'm just trying to remember if it gets TM moves or not, because I know the only moves it can get are level up our Struggle Bug and Sand Attack.
Ooh, Wimpod.
I just don't know if it can if it can learn TMs or not. I don't have anything better.
I thought it had Harden.
No, it only has those 2 moves until it evolves. I just don't know if it can learn TMs.
I'm pretty sure it can learn TMs.
Oh, well, then it can get Protect. Man. I don't.
This is a really tough one.
I'm gonna need an answer here, guys.
Do you want to use the hint?
No. I want to at least save it for a different question.
What about Meltan?
Nope. Tackle at the very least, or Protect. That one can learn all the standard TMs.
But Meltan isn't in the game. It's only.
I need an answer. You guys gotta get
Meltan is in the games.
No, Melmetal is in the games. Okay.
No, Meltan can also be transferred.
Yes.
Darn.
I'm gonna need an answer.
Unknown in Legends Arceus, where they've changed Hidden Power. I don't know.
No, that's incorrect. The answer is Weedle. Weedle learns no normal type moves ever.
What?
Yeah, it learns Poison Sting, String Shot, which is a bug type move, and Bug Bite, and it learns nothing else ever. It cannot learn TMs, it cannot learn HMs.
It also gets Electro Web, but that doesn't help. So yeah, Weedle.
Weedle is the answer.
What? I still don't believe this.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I do.
I'm telling you, the answer is Weedle.
I don't want to believe it.
Well, it's true.
All right. I want to believe it.
All right, your next question is going to be from Elite Four Brand. Including Ultra Beast and Mythical Pokemon, which type has the most legendary Pokemon?
Wait, what has the most?
Type.
Oh, flying?
Psychic?
Type has
Flying?
the most.
I think Psychic has more than Flying.
Think birds. Think Lugia. Think Ho-Oh. Okay, that's 5.
Okay, that's 5, and then Rayquaza makes 6.
Rayquaza makes 6. Gen 4.
Yveltal 7.
You have all of the Tornadus.
So that's another 4. On the other hand, Psychic has Mew, Mewtwo, all of the Lake Guardians, and all of the Pseudo Legends up through, plus 2 Mythicals.
Okay, it might be Psychic.
Yeah. The Eon Twins, Deoxys.
Celebi, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I think Psychic might have it. You're right.
Yeah. The only other competitive one is Dragon, but I think Psychic beats Dragon. Psychic, final answer.
Psychic is correct with an astounding 22 Pokemon. Second place is a tie between Dragon and Steel with 15. Fun facts.
Flying would have been up there.
Flying was not.
I think we named
was not
them
up
all.
there. I think you named all 7.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We're getting 8 and 9. Okay, whatever.
Shaman, Skyform.
Either way, Psychic had 22.
22.
You're right.
22.
I'm just
one of the psychic types one of the flying types you named was a psychic type.
Correct.
All right. This next question is your Pokedex entry question, as always. This is going to come to you from Wyatt White. Its Pokemon Moon entry reads, they communicate with one another using bodily fluids that give off odors. When they're angry, their odor smells sour. Who's that Pokemon?
Gloom.
Okay.
I thought bodily odors.
Are you going to go with that? Are you going with Gloom?
Wait, no. Read it again. He was so insistent.
They communicate with one another using bodily fluids that give off odors. When they're angry, their odors smell sour.
I actually think it is Gloom.
Yeah.
Let's go with Gloom.
Gloom is incorrect. For several reasons. One being that Oddish somehow never made it into Sun and Moon.
Right. I knew
biggest
that.
travesty because of Blossom. But
yeah.
This next entry is going to come from Pokemon Sun, and it reads, they are timid and grow uneasy when not in a swarm with others of their kind. The pattern on their backs differs slightly from one another.
So it's got to be like a Gen 7 Mon, right? Not explicitly, but...
Was Paris or Parasect in there? Or
no, I mean, yes,
it could be Bounsweet.
No, it's not Bounsweet.
Why not?
Because I know what Bounsweets are, and they're all about running away and not getting eaten.
Fair enough.
They have an odor, and they like to swarm with their own kind.
The pattern on their backs differs slightly from one to another.
Pattern on their backs.
Was Paris or Parasect in the game?
I was, but I don't feel like they would communicate. Their whole dex entries are always like, they're getting eaten inside, you monster. Why can I not... I feel like this should be obvious. Is it like some... It's like a moth or a butterfly, but I can't think of anything from Gen 7 that would fit that.
Gosh.
I keep thinking of like because it reminds me too much of the Mantike thing, but I know it's not Mantike. And they're in swarms, so it's very clearly some sort of bug type.
Would it be like, it's not Swala, is it?
No, that wasn't in those. Ledian. It's Ledian. Ladybugs stink. They can excrete that fluid. Also, patterns on the back. It's got those on its wings. It's a bug, so it swarms.
Over Lady N.
But yeah, Ladybug.
I'll give it to you whichever one. Yeah, if you guess the line.
Okay, cool. Ladybug, Lady N line.
Ladybug is correct.
There we go.
You guys are 2 for 3.
I started going through this game, so I'm like, there's got to be a bug type.
Your next question is going to be your multiple answer question. You can get up to 3 points here. There are 4 answers to this question. I will give you 1 point for each answer. If you get all 4, you get bragging rights up to 3 points. You do have to lock in every answer with me. This is from Sleeve. Between generations 1 and 2, 4 moves change from normal type to another type. Can you name them?
4 moves change from normal to what?
They change from normal type to not normal type.
Bite.
You have to lock them in, of course.
Bite, lock it in.
That is correct. It went from normal to dark.
Was Charm in?
Not from 1 to 2. It switched.
Oh, sorry. Okay, 1 to 2.
I'm trying to think. Like, was Acid Armor always poison? Because I know that was in Gen 1.
I don't know. I feel like it was because you can exploit AI with it.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
Was
Confused Ray always Ghost, or was it?
That was always Ghost. I'm pretty sure, at least.
I'm trying to think like the odd moves that like.
Was this when they changed Gust to a flying type move?
Yes, Gust. Yep, Gust was normal to flying. That's right.
Are you locking that in?
Lock it in.
That is correct. Gust went from normal to flying. That's 2 points. You can get one more here.
Karate Chop, I think, became a fighting only in Gen 2. I know it's normal in Gen 1.
All right, then let's go with that.
Karate Chop is correct. It went from normal to fighting. The other move you guys did not get here was Sand Attack, went from normal to ground.
I never would have gotten that.
Yeah, nope.
So that's 5 for 4. So you guys can get one more question here from your base, or one more point from this next question, your base stat question. This one is going to come to you from Polywoe. What not fully evolved grass type has the highest HP stat?
What?
Yep.
I heard you. What?
They're getting tricky here, okay? Because Sublime memorized things, and now everybody's tricky.
So not fully evolved grass type with the highest?
Yeah, HP.
So okay. I know
the highest HP was...
like, what, Go-Go?
Yes, it was Go-Go. Now, do you count Calyrex as pre-evo or no?
No,
okay.
It doesn't evolve.
Okay. Do you count Shaman as evolving into Shaman?
No, those are form changes, not evolutions, Claude. You know this.
I'm trying to find my, way into this.
So...
It still might be Skidoo.
Yeah, the question for me is...
Alright, so does Mega Evolution count as evolving or no?
No.
That's right, it doesn't change HP.
Also doesn't change HP, so it'd be a silly question.
I know, I'm just trying to find, an in.
So, for me, we start looking at what grass types have a lot of HP, and then take them down a peg. So, probably what we're dealing with is something like...
You do have the hint.
Oh yeah, we can't cash that in for points. So yeah, let's take the hint.
This is a dual type grass type Pokemon, and when it evolves, its secondary type actually changes.
Dartrix?
Can you think of anything else? I'm down for Dartrix.
That's the only one I can think of that know the dual type changes after it's...
At least for a grass type. Yeah, everything I can think of turns into a dual type.
Or is dual type to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dartrix. We'll say Dartrix.
Let's go with it. Dartrix.
Dartrix is correct. It is a base HP of 78, which is actually the same as Decidueye. It doesn't change when it evolves. Next up is Grottle with 75, and then Nuzleaf and Thwackey are tied for third with 70. So there you guys go.
That nifty.
I know.
What's Skiddos? Does it just explode?
I have no idea.
HP?
I have no idea.
Probably.
Very possible. So that gives you guys, 6 points today? That's a good showing. So in first place, we've got Mark with 8 points. In second place, we've got a tie between Claude and Lynian with 6. Everybody else has yet to get on the board. So, good for them. And tune in next week if you want more Puckle's Poke Quiz. We're going to kick it on over now to the topic.
The topic?
we have another review this week from iTunes from Boy Jeff. Amazing, 5 stars. I just started listening this year, but I've loved it ever since. Well, thank you for that. And if you would like to review us wherever you listen to the podcast, we would really appreciate it. It would help us out. On top of that, you might be able to be right on the show. Well, until then, we're going to kick it on over, guys, to the topic. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today, because it's a rainy day outside, is top 5 and bottom 5 ghost types. We're going to go ahead and rank those guys today for you. If you haven't been to the show before where we've done this, these are fun, light episodes that we like to do, where each of us are going to take a turn proposing a top and bottom top 5 Pokemon. We're going to go ahead and vote, and if we're unanimous, we will place them in a top 5 slot or a bottom 5 slot, and we'll have a good time with it. Is that pretty simple? Everybody understand the rules?
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Perfect. It's easy as pie. We're going to do this. We'll kick things off.
All my homies love pie.
I'll kick things off. For a top, I have to propose Gengar, only because we had this conversation during the Poison type episode, where somebody tried to propose Gengar.
I feel like we have to sustain it, like...
I'm upset I wasn't on the Poison type episode.
He's the OG, ghost type.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to be there,
service.
right?
You gotta.
He's got to be there. I don't even know about fan service. I just think he has to be there. He's just very iconic. If you think ghost type Pokemon, you think Gengar, right? Like, you're not thinking anything else right now. You're just like Gengar.
I am, because I don't care about Gen 1 in general, but, Gengar does deserve the spot, I will admit.
I think Gengar has to be there. It's iconic.
Also, if we don't put it in, we will be crucified, so...
Yeah.
We'll get emails, that's for sure. I mean, that could be a good thing. We could get emails. We could get emails.
Fire Mario. Yeah, no, you know what? Now that I think about it, Gengar, bottom 5.
I would say bot 1.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's the worst ghost type. Engage with our content.
It's not.
Okay, and because things get hard, we have to choose a bottom. Like with the past 2 episodes we've done like the pools with the fewest types of Pokemon, and it actually makes it hard because when there's a few Pokemon in the type, they're all like pretty typically good because they don't have room for bad ones. I do have like least favorite ones for a lot of reasons. And the one that I really want to recommend for bottom is Runa Regress, only because it's really awful to evolve, and that method is not clear whatsoever, and
Fair.
I think it's dumb, and it didn't need to happen.
Okay, but I like it. I like it way too much.
I don't hate it. Like, it's definitely an odd one, but I think there are worse.
You think they're worse? I think it's terrible. I think it's I think it's a cool design and a cool idea. I think the evolution method is just hot garbage.
Yeah, and I think that
That's
is
fair.
one knock against it that I have stronger objections to on a lot of these other Pokemon.
Okay, you can veto me. That's how this works. This is a democracy almost.
But we'll keep it up there just in case we, like, as you said, there's not a lot of ghost types, so maybe we'll come back around to it.
I can come up with like 6 or 7 that probably aren't like top tier ghost types, like
It's a ground type I don't hate, and that's kind of an achievement. I don't know why I have such a raging hatred for the type, because I don't, but I don't like many ground types.
I think a lot of ground types are like pretty mid tier. You know what I mean? In
Yes.
terms of design, I think there's a lot of mid tier ground types. I agree with that.
Like, I'm doing every time I'm doing one of those favor the type or whatever, I always get to ground. I'm like, I don't know, Nidoking.
Nidoking's okay, but you're doing it because he's a poison type.
Well, yeah, like he's just fine.
Yeah,
he's fine.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, then I'll let you guys go. Whoever wants to go.
Yeah, Lynian, you had stronger opinions about No Rodriguez than me, so
I will propose. Should I propose a top or a bottom here?
Top and then a bottom. You get to do one of each.
Okay. So I would like to propose for a top a Gen 8.5 Pokemon, Hisuian Zoroark.
100% agree.
Okay, so I only want to disagree a little bit because I think it's a better normal type, but
I don't. I think it's best Ghost. I mean, you got the type combination, which is really cool.
No, the type combo is really cool. I do agree with that.
The lore on it is really good. The design was very striking. The fact that it's not just a recolor, but they redid all of the hair and it just looks like an angry spirit. It doesn't come across like a normal type. It comes across like a truly terrifying vengeance demon, and I kind of love it. All of the red streaks are supposed to be open wounds. It's real good.
I'll allow it. I'm here for it. Are you here for it, Claude?
Oh yeah, I've been here since the start. I love Hisuian's artwork.
Then we'll put Hisuian Zoroark there. We did it. We got 2. We're doing pretty good. It's gonna be the bottom that's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I would like to propose for the bottom another Gen 8.5er, Basculegion.
I like Basculegion.
I hate Basculegion.
I don't hate him, but I don't think of him much as a ghost type. It's just kind of a thing.
Fish.
And I do not like how long he is.
I like it.
It looks weird.
He got the Gen 4 treatment, and I don't appreciate that.
I don't think he did. I think it's the design's cool. I really like the Basculegion cards that have come out so far as well in the TCG. They're all very cute. And I don't know. It's like they're very thematic. The cards are very thematic. They're all about like, oh, did you discard or did something faint? Because that's what he's all about, and I love it. I love that they're just like, hey, because like fish swim upstream and die after they lay their eggs, and they captured that, and it's beautiful, and I love it.
I guess,
and they handled it well.
I guess
I love it. I think it's a cool ghost type. It's a different spin than like, oh man die.
Like that's fine. It's just I don't care for it, and I don't see how other than like
I like it.
Weird Firebeard, it conveys that.
It also took one of my least favorite Pokemon and made me not hate it.
Okay.
I no longer hate Basculin now.
I still have no opinions towards Basculin.
I really like Basculin White Stripe. I wish they had continued along that more than how it got changed.
I'm very surprised that like, okay, so like they did like all of these, Hisuian or Galarian Meowth evolves into Berserker, right? And then they're just like, yeah, like, we're just going to throw that out the window for Hisui, which is fine, I guess. You can do that. I'm very upset that, like, they were just like, yeah, so we made an entirely new form of Basculin, but that's not Hisuian Basculin. It's just a whole new Basculin. Yeah, they should have just made it Hisuian Basculin and, like, only changed the stripe, and we would have been happy, I think. I don't know. I'm happy with whatever it is. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna veto Basculegion because I like it. I like it. Okay. All right. So... I'm trying to think of like which of the we've named two of my top 5 already, which is really nice. I mean, it's probably going to be pretty easy to come up with the top 5. I think. I said, well, I think we're going to have some debates on other parts of it, but one of my favorite ghost types is Rotom. I love
only think of it as an electric type, and the fact that all of the forms
lose the ghost type, right? Yeah.
I don't care, and that's why I'm saying I'm going to start with the one that's a little more tougher to sell,
contentious.
But I love Rotom. I love the whole design behind it, where it's this ghost spirit that gets to like inhabit other different like appliances, and then those are all down different. And I don't know. I've always loved Rotom, so I really like it. I think it would be like a top tier electric type. I don't think it would be a top tier ghost type because it loses ghost type. I guess.
And not only does it lose ghost type, it doesn't like possession is a very ghost like thing, but really it just feels like. It feels like the Cyber Chase demon, and that wasn't a ghost in the end. Okay.
Cyber Chase, that's a blast from the past. Somebody had PBS growing up.
Oh, there's a solid number of our fans who have no idea what I referenced and will be even more confused when I say, yeah, it's the Scooby-Doo episode where they go into video games.
Oh, that was such a good episode.
Oh my, that's not an episode, that's a movie.
It's a movie, but yeah.
Same thing.
That was a direct-to-video movie right there.
I know, I had the PS2 game.
Yeah, I had the Game Boy Advance game for that. Cyber Chase.
Snap, crackle, pop.
I was thinking the PBS Cyber Chase, which was an entirely different show that taught you about math. Gilbert Gottfried was in it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. It's still running, by the way. Cyber Chase is still running.
No, it's got to be reruns if it's still on.
No, it's still on. New episodes of Cyber Chase.
No.
You're joking.
I'm pretty sure
it's got to be reruns. I'm looking this up.
No, it's still running. Wikipedia.
Oh, they brought it back. Running. They brought it back. Oh my gosh, what is happening? What do you do without Gilbert Gottfried?
Yeah, it ran until 2013, and no, it's still running. It's just not on PBS Kids Go. No, it's been running continuously since 2002.
It's just on PBS. Yeah, it's still just on PBS Kids. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Oh, wow. Also, the villain is played by Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, it is. They have like an insane voice acting cast for that show. What is up with that?
It's because they all wanted to do things because they like kids.
They do. That's fair. That is fair.
That's really what it is.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they haven't restarted the next season yet, but I guess it's on the way. All right. Well, let's stop talking about Cyber Chase. Did you have a bottom proposal, Claude? Because I'm not going to agree to Rotom.
Okay. So my bottom proposal, the one I hate the most, and this is mainly because of the sprite in Gen 3, is Banette. Regular Banette.
Yeah, I'm okay
I
with
like
it.
Mega Banette. I love Shuppet.
I'm here
But
for it.
Banette, I think, is hot garbage.
It's kind of basic too, though, right? Like it
doesn't do anything.
I like Banette, but not enough to stop this.
Yeah, I think Banette can go on the bottom. Let's put Banette on the bottom.
I will allow Banette to go on the bottom because I really there isn't much that's worse, but I want to say I don't dislike Banette.
Well, okay. The problem is somebody's got to be on the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to object.
So, as I said, I hate this mainly because of the sprite in Gen 3, because I played way too much Gen 3. And the sprite just always freaked me out. I never liked it. I thought Phoebe was insane for having one on her team.
It's hilarious.
So I've had this burning hatred for Banette ever since. And that's it.
All right, so we gotta go top tier now, right? So I have to propose. As I keep looking at this list and thinking, I've got some bottom tier answers.
If you want to do bottom first, you can. No one's going to stop you.
There are no rules. I mean, there are rules, but there aren't major rules.
I'm gonna do it for consistency for the listener, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that top tier is a little bit hard. I like Delmise, but I don't know if I want enough to nominate it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Delmise as a top or bottom tier.
Yeah,
it's good, but it's not top 5.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sitting here like Aegis / maybe, but I feel like then I'm anime sword boy.
I think you can still like what they did with the scarving. Like, it's decorative and fun ways.
It's very cool.
I know. At that point, I think you got to go down to the base form, Hone Edge. That's the real pick.
I think the one that I really like, though, like Ghost type, and like this is like a very personal Thatch thing, because Thatch has two things he likes. He likes Alolan regional forms, and he likes Gen 4 evolutions. I'm not going to say Dusknoir, because I think Dusknoir is very contentious.
Oh, I
like Dusknoir.
I like Dusknoir.
All right. Well, great. We'll get to this later.
Miss Magius, I think, is really cool. I just really like Miss Magius.
I like Miss Magius. I'm totally fine with that being a top.
I really like Miss Magius. I think the move pool is really cool. I think the stats are okay. I really like it as a Pokemon. Because Misdreavus, I think, was a really good idea, because in Gen 2, they really tried to... I don't want to say they really tried. They tried to expand the Dragon and Ghost type, like, Pokemon pool.
By adding one each.
Yeah, and I think they failed spectacularly. Yeah. I think they failed spectacularly, both with Kingdra and with Misdreavus, because Misdreavus, honestly, was very hard to catch.
Wasn't it version exclusive as well?
I don't think it was version exclusive.
Wasn't it version exclusive with Honchkrow?
With Murkrow? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I do not believe so. I think you're thinking of Gen 4 where they did that.
I thought what they did is they took Gen 2 version differences and then gave one of them an evolution in each.
Nope, it's available in both.
It's in Mount Silver for all of them.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's in both.
It's just so late in the game.
No, it's because in Gen 4 they actually did split up Misdreavus and Murkrow.
Yeah, I thought that was as a reference to a version exclusive in Gen 2.
No, it's because they both decided those were going to be the two Pokemon that evolve with a Duskstone. And
yeah, no, that tracks.
Each, right? So I like Miss Magius, though, because I think it redeems Misdreavus, which was garbage.
I wish it was better than it was, but I mean...
Yeah.
I don't care about it. I won't stop it from going on the list, but I don't. It's the one I like the least of the three that we've put up there.
That's okay. We'll get honorable mentions.
I like Miss Magius.
We'll go with Miss Magius for now. I'll take it. Okay, so bottom. I have a couple that I can think of that I'm not a big fan of. The one that I'm not like over the moon, and I don't really care about all that much is probably Poltegeist.
I just used him in a run.
I'm not a big fan of it either.
I don't hate him.
I don't think I like Poltegeist. I think Sinistea is very cute. Poltegeist is like a cute idea, and I like a lot of Gen 8 Pokemon. I think they are still better than the average Pokemon, but we're in Ghost type, so like all of the Pokemon are pretty average or above average in my opinion.
There are some I would kick down before Poltegeist, but it's not like my favorite. Yeah. I don't like it.
I like Sinistea more than Poltegeist.
Yes, I like Sinistea more than Poltegeist, but I think Poltegeist is bad.
They missed the chance for the best name. They could have just named it Boolong.
Boolong T.
For Oolong. That's cool.
That would have been good.
That's a better name, and I will die on a hill.
Why? I would prefer not to die on a hill.
I will die on that hill. That was the nickname that I gave my Poltergeist in the last match, and I knew it was the perfect one when I said the name, and my boyfriend looked at me with utter disdain in his eyes.
Or pure love.
I mean, that's kind of our love language, but it was this moment of, oh, that is an awful pun.
Yes, disdain is everyone's love language.
So are we putting Poltergeist down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, this is going to be hard. I think we have to put something in the bottom, and I think Poltergeist...
Yeah.
I don't think Poltergeist is winning any competitions here, okay?
That's fair.
That's fine.
It brings it to my turn. I'd like to propose something that I think should be an easy win. Mimikyu.
Okay, but I'm tired of Mimikyu.
Really?
I don't really like Mimikyu. It's more of a fairy than a ghost to me.
Yeah, it's definitely a fairy.
But it was in the ghost trial of all things.
I know.
Yeah, misplaced.
So here's the thing. I have 2 other ghost types that I think...
I will fight you on both because I can see your list.
I know.
Yeah, you shouldn't have written down your list, by the way. You shouldn't have listed.
I don't care. That's fine. I wanted to do it so I could remember and not have to worry about it later.
But I think both of those are, regardless. Putting even aside what you want on the list, though, Mimikyu is, by definition, one of the most iconic Pokemon to come out of Gen 7.
I don't disagree with you.
It was relevant in VGC as well as singles.
It was in singles, too, yeah.
I've used it a lot in like draft, and it's always fun to watch people just realize they don't know how to deal with disguise because their answers don't quite answer. I think mechanically it works really well. I think the nerf that they did to it works great.
I think the nerf was actually really good for it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Was does the ability Infiltrator go through disguise or no?
Nope.
No. You have to use like Mold Breaker to get around it, essentially.
Mold Breaker and Photon Geyser, I know are the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the starters G-Max moves.
Yep.
They also, it was really good in the anime. It had that whole True Loathing arc with Pikachu. I feel like on every axis, Mimikyu succeeded.
I think based on your passion for it, I'll let it go.
I know this is going to be a big win for Dennis.
I'm not going to say I'm convinced, but I'm going to say that I'm convinced of your conviction.
You're convinced I'm convinced.
Yeah.
Correct.
Also, if we don't put Mimikyu on this list, we will be hunted down and murdered.
Perfect.
So
Perfect. That's what I want.
I guess.
Emails.
Look, no, I'm not talking about emails. I'm talking about Dennis. He'll just show up with an X.
Yeah, probably. I'm fine with it. I don't hate or like it that much.
I put Miss Magius on the list. Let me have this.
Go for it. Have it.
Give
us your bottom.
Give us your bottom, yeah.
I think for a bottom, I tend to like a lot of the really new Pokemon. Palossand and not that.
Oh, I was going to say Palossand next, so I'm all on board.
I don't hate it, but man, is it just a whole lot of nothing.
I'm trying to think of which I prefer between Palossand and Sandygast, because I think I like Palossand more than Sandygast.
It's fractional at that point, and we can even just nominate them as a line.
Yeah, I just do not like... I'm not a fan of Palossand. I think Palossand is unexciting.
Palossand has 2 cool things, and it's Shore Up, which, great.
And the shovel, right? And the shovel on its head?
Actually, I was going to say the official art of it just eating a Pikachu.
That's true. I like the shovel.
But, it's slow. It's basically, a really tired... statistically, it's just what are you? I've got high defense, reasonable HP, a good attacking stat, low speed, and crippling weakness on my special side. It's okay, you're one of a million, and you're not even particularly the best ghost or ground at that. The
ability is kind of cute, but I think they did better with Steam Engine with the concept.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think there are worse ghost types, but if y'all want to put it bottom 5, that's...
We still need 3 more, Claude, so you can tell.
Okay. Alright, well, since we only have one more top left...
Yeah, we only have one more top
I gotta
left.
go with the one that matters more to me, and that's Chandelure. I love Chandelure. I think that's been my favorite ghost type for years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like the whole idea of possessing a chandelier or a lantern, and comes out. I know it can be kind of looked at as more of a fire type, but I don't know. I really like the ghost vibe that.
I don't think it made. We already did fire, and I don't think it made the fire list. So yeah, it did not make the fire list.
No, I love Chandelure. I think it's a great option.
I don't feel strongly like against it. I like it. I like it a lot. I just don't know if I feel it's the most.
That since this is our last spot for top
Exactly.
5, can you give a counter offer then?
No, but also
That's true. I don't know.
like
That's the thing is.
my counter offers Frostlass, but like,
no, I don't. I'm
no.
not going to go for Frostlass.
well, then yeah.
It's there are a couple that I want to mention before we vote in. I think Shedinja is iconic for its whole gimmick.
I just don't think it's anyone's favorite.
Yeah, I think Aegislash deserves a real litigation. But I also really like Chandelure. I really liked it in Pokken, where they turned a goofy little chandelier into a... Like, it had some of the best animation in that game.
Yeah.
And that was a game with a lot of good animation, but Chandelure just looked... It looked like it was having fun.
Okay.
I don't know, I feel like I'm going to have to agree with Claude on this.
That's fine. It's one of those scenarios where, again, I am convinced that you are convinced, and I have no strong feelings.
So I love Chandelure, and I would be remiss if I didn't try to get it up there.
I'll allow it.
All right, now on to the bottom. So without doing one of the controversial ones, I hate Cursola. I think it is...
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
I think it's dumb. I really just think, like, that whole idea of, like, I don't mind Galarian Corsola.
I think Galarian Corsola is a great idea.
I thought that was a great idea. I don't like the fact that it evolved into something else that was just kind of, like, extra.
I like it a lot, but I'm also not gonna... I'm not gonna make this the... I'm not going to object to it being, in general, not very good. I know that I'm weird for liking it. I really love its shiny.
Oh, it is a great shiny. That's fine.
That is true.
It has an amazing shiny.
I mean, since Gen 6, they've had great shinies.
But this is even good for a Gen 8 shiny, where they kept the spirit part of it white and creepy, but like the core, it lets you see what the actual coral is by being solid black.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm all for it. Let's put it there. Let's put it on the bottom.
Okay.
Because we need one more bottom.
One more bottom.
All right, Thatch.
Hisuian Typhlosion. It did need to exist.
No.
No, not even close. I still think it's cool.
Nope. I feel like it's the best of the three as well, so nope.
Yep, agreed.
Okay, actually, you're not wrong. I would agree with that. Of the 3 Hisuian starters, I agree. The Hisuian starters were something that I'm like, we don't need this. And then they did it anyway, and everyone's like, this was great. And then everybody's like, well, they're all kind of awful. And I'm like, yeah, we didn't need it.
I think Hisuian Typhlosion is the one of the 3 that looks the best.
Yeah, but that's like a really low bar, you know? Like, when the bar's on the ground, it's really easy to step over it, you know?
But it also, like, I think if I got that in, like, with paired ones for the other 2, for Alligator and Meganium, like, if it was a little more standardized, I wouldn't have any problem with it. I like him. I think the only thing is he looks a little silly when the fire isn't on. But no,
Yes. I think when the
he's
fire's
fine.
on, he looks incredible. When the fire's not on, it's pretty meh.
He just looks like a stoner. But it's
Yeah.
funny, so I'll keep it.
All right, bottom. So I was gonna say Dust Noir a while ago, but we all have differing opinions on that,
I like Dusknoir. I like Dusknoir.
and that's
I do.
fine. And that's that's acceptable. So my thought then goes to, and Shamu may not like this, but
This
I
is
don't like
hard.
Oricorio Sensu.
No, you're fine. You're fine with that, I think.
That was always the form I liked the least.
Exactly. That's my least favorite form out of all of them, and I just don't think it's as good, and I don't see it as a ghost type, even though it has a ghost type.
We never put
know.
Spectre up there. I think Spectre could do, but...
No,
I like the Ghost Horse. I like the Ghost Horse a lot. It's very thematic.
it's very thematic to like a lot of English myth too. You've got various different, nightmares and all sorts of things.
I mean, if you're just going to base it on what it's based on, I feel like every Pokemon has an answer to that.
Everyone does, but what I'm saying is that was a niche that was not filled, and I like Spectrier and how it fills it.
Agreed.
I mean, you look at something else on the bottom, like Cursola, a Pokemon that even I like, but it's like, what is it? Well, it's ancient coral that got so angry it exploded and became a ghost. It's like, okay.
Well, we got a list. We got a list.
Yeah, we got a list.
We got our list. For those of you at home, our list are top 5 Ghost-type Pokemon.
In no order.
specific... Well, they're not in order, but...
In no specific order.
In no specific order. Gengar, Hisuian Zoroark, Mismagius, Mimikyu, and Chandelure. And on our bottom 5, we've got Banette, Poltegeist, Palossand, Cursola, and Oricorio Sensu form. Which I'm really okay with, actually. That's definitely... It deserved it. All right, so tell us next week in your emails which ones you liked and which ones you don't like. and we'll read them on the show. And actually, Sleeve's really good about when we do these. He actually compiles them all into a PowerPoint and runs statistics on them. And
yeah, it's great.
It's actually really great. I really like hearing what everybody's favorite and least favorite are and seeing the statistics on it. It's really cute.
So please write in for multiple reasons, but also because it gives us more stats, which makes things very interesting.
We get to learn so many things. It's great.
I just want to give a couple of honorable mentions that we, never mentioned that I think deserved nods in one way or another. Like Marshadow. I think Marshadow is a really cool design. It's my favorite mythical out there, and it's a ghost type.
Okay. I feel very about it.
That's fine. Dragapult, I know, is a fan favorite that people like as a ghost type.
Meh.
So I
see it mostly as a dragon. I feel like we should mention Sableye.
Yeah, Sableye.
Sableye, Spiritomb.
I would have kicked Drifblim to the bottom list if I had another shot. But
yeah, Drifblim's pretty bad, actually.
I wouldn't have argued you on that.
Yeah, actually, Drifblim's pretty bad.
Do we want to switch out Drifblim?
Drifblim for Cursula.
Fine.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just do that.
Actually, I'll do that.
I would agree with the list a lot more.
Great. I'm totally fine with dropping Cursula for Drifblim.
Yep, I'm doing it now.
I'll concede that.
Also, Legends Arceus made me hate it more when it was everywhere and aggressive.
Oh my god.
It's just like Paris.
It's like Paris, except Paris, it's like, alright, it's a little angry bug, whatever. With Drifblim, it's in more spaces on the map.
Yes.
And also, I don't know why it's aggressive. It doesn't actually make sense that this thing cares about you. It should ignore you because you're not small enough to carry.
All right. The bottom list, for those of you at home, Banette, Poltegeist, Palossand, Drifblim, and Oricorio Sensu. Please let us know which ones you think belong on the bottom and the top. We love hearing from you guys. Please send those in to puclpodcast@gmail.com. Until then, we're going to kick things on over to the Pokemon of the episode. We will catch you on the flip-flop.
The flippity-flop, the flip-flop.
Episode.
And welcome to our Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 815, Cinderace, the Striker Pokemon.
Its Pokemon Shield entry reads, it's skilled at both offense and defense, and it gets pumped up when cheered on. But if it starts showboating, it could put itself in a tough spot.
A tough spot indeed.
That's one way to phrase that, I guess.
Also, I like how it says it's skilled at defense, and it's like, what, 70?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's 75. Okay, get out of here.
Maybe like soccer defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's clearly what it means. It's just, what?
Yep.
Also, its name in French is Pyrobutt.
Cinderace is good with Libero, and that's nice. Unless you run it like we did today. This is a Series 13 team. Thankfully, it doesn't exist anymore. So this is the last team we'll ever share with you like this. And because I'm so tired of Kyogre and Zacian. I'm so tired.
A meta so broken and disgusting, we're running Cinderace as a support mon.
Yes, they are running it as they're running like new Greninja as a support mon. And it's like, oh, okay. And it's something, I tell you.
It certainly is.
It exists. It exists, right?
These are ways you could combine the stats to make a Pokemon.
Yeah, so let's just jump into the team, because Cinderace has a big speed, a big attack, and we use maybe one of those.
One of those?
We use one of those here today.
So Cinderace, we're running it with a G-Max for literally no reason, with a Focus Sash. It's got the ability of Libero. The level is 50 and 252 HP, 12 defense, and 244 speed. You've probably realized that this Cinderace doesn't have any attack things. It's fine. It only has one attacking move anyway.
Wait, the base HP's like only 80. God. Okay, continue.
Yeah, Cinderace is kind of a jack of all stats. Like, it's not great.
I mean, it's very fast, and its attack stat is pretty decent. It's like 119 speed, 116 attack.
Yeah, like, I would say that those are the minimum useful values for an offensive Pokemon with those stats.
Maybe.
So, with Cinderace's moves here, it's a jolly nature, because, we don't need special attack. We've got Court Change. That's its signature move, which switches battlefield effects, notably screens, as well as the effects of moves like Cannonade and Vine Lash, Wildfire, Stealth rocks, other entry hazards, those won't come up, but screens will. Those kinds of things, and tailwind. Yep, you can steal someone's tailwind.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
I don't think I ever realized that.
It's cute. I mean, the number of things Court Changes switches is a lot, that because nobody really runs Court Change because there's like Cinderace.
It's on one. Well, it's also because it's on Cinderace,
It's on Cinderace,
which was then banned.
Yeah, nobody knows what it does. It's fine.
Yeah. It also is running Coaching, which, if you didn't know, is targetable bulk up.
Yep.
Ally Switch, and Feint.
Ally Switch is good. Actually, Ally Switch is probably the best move in VGC, so...
You can turn into a Psychic type and switch places with your partner.
Mm-hmm. I think Feint's a cute option, too, so...
Yes, and then that's the last move. It's the only attacking move it has, which is Feint, which allows you to cherry tap through a sash and stop protects. Both are valuable.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a pure support Cinderace.
All right. Tell us more about some more Pokemon on this team.
So what this team, I think, really needed is a high-speed support Mon. So we're also running...
It doesn't have one. It doesn't have one.
I mean, like, I have listed 0 high-speed support Mon. So let me add a high-speed support Mon with Regieleki holding a Light Clay. Regieleki, of course, known for its relatively usable special attack and attack stats and its high speed. So it shouldn't surprise you that it has 188 HP, 76 defense, and 244 special defense EVs.
I don't see anything wrong with this.
No, that's fine.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's actually smart, but in general, it's just very funny to me. It's running Electro Web, Screech,
yes,
Light Screen, and Reflect, with a Light Clay as its hell item.
Screech is so good in VGC, though.
It doesn't hit both.
Yeah, it hits both. It's a defense drop on both. Tail Whip does the same thing, I think. So.
Nope, it's single target still, I think.
Is Tail Whip? Oh, yeah, Tail Whip single target, Screech is double target. That's right.
Yeah, and Growl is double target.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
So yeah, Regieleki is a pure support mon that can do Electro Web for speed control more than damage.
Mm-hmm.
But Transistor will make that not hurt a little bit. Like, it'll hurt, just not... It's not your attack. That's not its job.
Mm-hmm. Actually, never mind. No, Tail Whip actually does affect all adjacent foes.
Huh.
Tail Whip does.
I feel like that changed.
Not. I'm looking right at it right now.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, it does. It does affect everybody. But continue. Or wait, no, we're done.
All right,
that's it.
Cool. All right, so let me run through mine quickly because you can't have a team in Series 13 without having Zacian Kyogre. So, in standard fashion, we have, standard Rusted Sword Zacian with 252 HP, 84 attack, 4 defense, 36 special defense, and 132 speed, Adamant Nature, with Iron Head, Play Rough, Quick Attack, and Protect. That's interesting, but I like it. You really only need 2 moves, then Quick Attack is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Kyogre, your standard Choice Scarf Kyogre. 44 HP, 4 defense, 252 special attack, 4 special defense, and 204 speed, Timid Nature with Water Spout, Origin Pulse, Thunder, and Icy Wind. Standard Mons.
Standard Choice Scarf Kyogre.
Standard. Yep.
Not so standard is that they chose a bird that wasn't Yveltal. With Ho-Oh with the Assault Vest. It's got 252 HP, 244 attack, 12 speed. Probably to outspeed like other base 90s with Adamant Natures. It's got it's holding, like I said, an Assault Vest, so it's a bulky boy. It's very specially bulky.
I don't understand why the ability is Pressure and not Regenerator.
It should be Regenerator. Well, no. So if you're like in a match with Kyogre, one, you have the special defense where you can kind of tank a lot of things from it. But a lot of the moves, if you look at Kyogre's move pool, are like 8 PP moves. You could stall it out, especially if it's running Choice Scarf.
Okay.
The 12 speed EVs will actually also let you to outrun a modest Kyogre as well. So
that's not Choice Scarf, but yeah.
That's not Choice Scarf, yeah. This Ho-Oh is meant to survive the Kyogre Zacian core. Sacred Fire, so you can just hit things hard, get the burns, which is really nice. Brave Bird, because you need a flying type move. I'm pretty sure this Ho-Oh's job is to go big. You also have Earthquake on this for coverage. Also Iron Head. Ho-Oh's move pool is incredibly deep, it turns out.
It's great.
It's great. I love Ho-Oh and Lugia. I love seeing the teams whenever we get to restricted formats with them in it, because they're always like slightly more creative, because Ho-Oh and Lugia are more focused on their bulk than they are their offensive capabilities. and you can usually make them work. Zacian made things hard this year, which is unfortunate.
Ho-Ho kind of answers Zacian, kind of.
Yeah. The other Pokemon on this team is Zekrom, with a weakness policy, also meant to go big, just to do big damage. It's got 252 attack, 252 speed, jolly nature. It's got Outrage because it's a good dragon-type move that hits hard, especially when you go big. You've got Bolt Strike, which just hits hard. Things like Kyogre do not like to be hit by a Bolt Strike, it turns out, which is really good. It does only get the Flying-type move in Dual Wing Beat, so when it goes big, it can use Max Airstream. But Dual Wing Beat's also pretty cute because it breaks Sashes and stuff like that, so you can maybe use it. And then Protect, because I don't think Zekrom gets other moves. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a Zekrom. But this is a very fun team. I guess you can't try it out anymore, but we'll give out the shinies later this week, and maybe you can use some of them in the Series 12 team that you're using for the rest of Sword and Shield's lifespan. Yeah. All right. So that is going to be it for our Pokemon of the episode team. We are going to go.
I did want to say one more thing.
Yes.
This is not our team. This team was created by
Tunu1223 on Twitter. Yes.
Yes. Gotta shout out the person.
I'll credit to them, and if it doesn't do well, I'll blame.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick it on over then to the mailbag.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
And welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can send us emails at puclpodcast@gmail.com. Usually we have a prompt for you. Last week, I forget what I asked you, but it was definitely something about Pokemon. What did you find most difficult in Pokemon? That's what I asked. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I lost my notes and forgot that. And of course, we give out the Green Taurus badge to anybody we deem worthy. We've got 3 wonderful emails for you guys this week. We're going to go ahead and jump right on into them. But I almost forgot, and I would have gotten in trouble if I wouldn't said it. But this segment of the show is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Taurus, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves!
Yeah, we give out the Green Taurus badge if you do well. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Our first email this week is going to be from Sleeve.
Hi, everyone. It's now officially autumn. I hope you've got your sweaters and jackets ready for the cooler weather. Here in Texas, it's still 90.
It's pretty chilly here now. It's getting chilly.
It's like 60.
I'm waiting for it to cool down. But, low 90s is better than over 100. It feels incredibly different. Alright, anyways, back to the email. When the question was posed on last episode of the podcast, I had just finished transferring my Ribbon Master Dunsparce, Queen Bee, into Swish. This challenge was probably the hardest thing I've done in Pokemon, bar the Gen 1 Safari Zone, but I don't want to ruin my mood by talking about that.
Gen 1 Safari Zone's garbage.
The reasons for this being difficult are, 1, issues with accessibility. Acquiring the early ribbons is a pain in the neck. The lack of available hardware and convoluted methods of transferring Pokemon up the generations is a nightmare. If you're going to do it, you might as well go all in. Catch a shiny Dunsparce in Coliseum. Very time-consuming. Oh gosh.
He did. I have been watching this for months.
I mean, I did the shiny, I did it without the shiny for it in Coliseum, and I did everything. I moved it up back in Gen 7, because I can't bring it to Gen 8.
One day.
Yeah, Sleeve specifically chose something he could bring to Gen 8 and then went into the supposed leaks for Gen 9 to see if he could make sure he could continue the run.
See, I at the time, there was only Gen 7 when I did this, and I didn't have that luxury. Anyways, the shininess of the Mon is based on the TID, which means that presenting as shiny in battle doesn't mean it will be shiny once you've caught it.
Oh, that's so true, though. Pokemon Coliseum's Pokemon Coliseum's actually really annoying like that because of how the shiny is calculated in Gen 3. It's really bad.
That's heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah. So you have to catch everything, and I think you have to catch it and then purify it in Coliseum.
Yeah, because I think the purification actually can change it, too.
Yeah, and I think it changes, so it's set once you catch it, but you won't know until you purify it, which is...
Yeah.
So it's really miserable. Anyways, part 3, you can't get help with your Pokeblock creation for contests in Gen 3, so you need to find other methods of acquiring your golden Pokeblocks.
Well, that's true.
It's possible to miss ribbons. You need to be diligent. You need to stay below level 50 until after the Emerald version Battle Tower.
Oh.
Wow.
you need staying power. This is a long challenge that spans 5 generations until Scarlet Pot comes out. Then there's more I can say about the Ribbon Master Challenge, but for time's sake, I will just say for anyone thinking of giving it a go, do it. Just going to lose a good couple 100 hours of daylight and for your stress levels to go through the roof. Thanks for being the best podcast on the air with peace and love, sleep. Now, Thatch, I think this would be a wonderful thing for you to do on stream.
I'm not against the idea of doing it. The problem is nobody likes watching Coliseum. Like, nobody.
Oh, I love watching Coliseum. It's my favorite game to watch.
I'll do it on stream. I was playing Pokemon Stadium, though, the other week. I have a lot more fun with that.
I think this would be fun, especially if you could, it's not terrible going, the hardest parts of the game, I think, are all the battle towers.
Yes, I agree with that.
That and, getting the Pokeblocks, but, you can get the Pokeblocks in Gen 3 and then not worry about it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. I'll think about it. Claude. I might just keep playing my Pokemon Stadium to try to clear it and get all the Pokemon I need for my living decks. All right, our next email is going to come from Big Cat Bruce.
I've got that one. Hello, Puckle friends. I really enjoyed your discussion on difficulty in Pokemon beyond the standard dismissal that the games get from hardcore gamers or seasoned JRPG players. I also agree that BDSP had some excellent teams they included. I haven't gone back and done the Gym Leader rematches yet, but I'm looking at the sets online and they look formidable.
They were pretty good.
Yeah, they were nasty.
I think my favorite game to Nuzlocke is BDSP, just because it's actually challenging.
BDSP is a lot tougher of a game than I think people realize.
Oh, no, they did a great job. Somebody definitely, they wrote a contract with Ilka where, you have to copy and paste Diamond and Pearl. But, they, in the exact details, they forgot to say movesets or something like that.
Or they're you can update movesets because fairy type's a thing. And they took that more than they were probably supposed to.
And they, ran with it. And I was just and it was definitely, some Pokemon fan at Ilka that helped do it. It was great.
Yeah. I ran one of the Ultra games as a Nuzlocke, and man, that was mean.
That one's rough, too.
Totems are fun. When in Nuzlocks, they are just incredibly stressful.
Yes.
So, for me, difficulty hasn't ever really been with the battles or the trainers or anything outside of the classics like Whitney or Claire from Gen 2 when I was young and didn't understand why Thundershock from Magneton wasn't super effective on Kingdra. For me, the difficulty was always in the puzzles. Specifically, ice puzzles.
Yeah, okay, fair.
I love a good ice puzzle.
Oh, I just want you to know, audience, everything Big Cat Bruce says here might as well be coming out of my own mouth. I completely agree. I'm more likely to succeed by randomly entering the Konami code than I am mapping out the path I need to take. And if I need to move rocks from another floor onto the sheet of ice, forget it. Guaranteed I miss one, but I'll spend way too much time trying to figure it out anyway. Another thing, back to just Big Cat Bruce here. Another thing that I find difficult isn't necessarily the game itself, but how I want to play the game. Probably not alone in finding a team of 6 and rocking with them through the story. The problem with this is I tend to be over-leveled. I really like it when there was a sign outside the gym, or the NPC would tell us what the range of levels should be to enter, or what the highest level in the gym is or something. Otherwise, I end up spoiling myself, trying to find it online without ruining the surprise of the team. Maybe it's just a me problem, I don't know.
So if you want that problem fixed, there are lots of games, or at least lots of, ROM hacks now that prevent you from leveling past a certain point when you fight a gym, so you don't have to worry about it.
But if you want to do that without those games that let you overlevel because all of them tank the difficulty and crank it way up anyways, you just ask for something like that in the Discord when Scarlet Violet comes out, and it will be provided for you, I guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will be knee-deep in spoilers and go, oh, yeah, I can do that, give me 5 minutes, and we'll hand you a list of each gym and the highest level in it.
And I will say, if you want a real challenge, I believe there's a Pokemon Emerald hack where it's base Emerald, but it's all the moving mechanics are the ice puzzles.
No.
Yes, Alpharad had that custom made for him.
Yep.
You have to wait for NPCs to wander into the right position to slide around.
No.
Correct.
It's very funny.
It's hysterical.
It is. It's one of his better videos, honestly, at least in the last bit.
Yes, it is. But that's something.
To continue the email, I'm writing this after Wiglet got announced. What a weird little thing. I'm positive it won't evolve into Wug Trio. Right?
Yes, another non-Wug Trio believer.
He's saying that it doesn't. He's just afraid of it.
It's not going to. We're all believing.
Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed your weekend, and thank you for all that you do to keep this podcast going. We're in the Gen 9 final stretch.
We are.
Big Cat Bruce.
Appreciate
As of the day this releases, we are how many days away? Like 45?
Very close. I don't know.
So we have 31.
28 plus 18.
Why 28?
Because this comes out on the 3rd.
On the 3rd.
Oh, 28, 18, 46?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so I was a day off with my completely guesstimate.
Yes. How dare you?
Yeah, so we are 46, and if you do a midnight release and you're not in the East Coast, only 45 days away. So for me, I was accurate.
That's right. I have to find out if my GameStops are doing a midnight release so I can go in person.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just going to be mashing A at a glorious 9 p.m. here and get in.
See, I like having the physical copy of the games because I know eventually I'll be able to sell them for much more.
Possibly true. I don't know. Like with the modern ones, like
possibly true.
You're gonna hodl it? Okay.
Hodl to stop.
I have all of the Gen 4 games, and like that's easily like $400, and I may have spent like $40 in each game.
Sure.
All right. So our next email is going to come to you from Zay Paladin. What it do, Puckle Crew? Hope everyone is doing well. It's finally appropriately seasonal outside where I live, and I'm loving being able to wear 90% of my wardrobe again. I wanted to write in with 2 interesting takes on something I find difficult in Pokemon. The primary thing I found difficult is getting hidden abilities on competitive Pokemon, and I've also found it difficult to stay engaged in VGC. I think both of those... Well, I think the hidden ability thing has been solved for the most part, and I think the staying engaged in VGC has become harder, especially over the past few years. 1, because of COVID, but 2, because they change the format every 3 months, and it's really hard to stay into it when that happens. Until Crown Tundra was released for Sword and Shield, it was super tough trying to get the right raid den on the right day for the right ability. While you could do the time skip glitch, I nearly bricked my system doing that, and jeopardized my entire save file with Pokemon I imported from my old Diamond and Pearl run. So I went cold turkey until Crown Tundra came out, and resorted to farming BP the long way for ability patches. Now you could be thinking, why not the gen Pokemon? Why not gen the Pokemon, Zay Paladin? Personally, I have no problem if you want to gen a Pokemon. I just think it takes some time, take some of the personality out of the game. You don't have the potential to create a story out of your starter that you beat with Leon and train up in battle in a competitive league. I know it's a bit tacky, but I just enjoy that element of continuity by catching and grinding. But now they have the ability patch. You could just get your hidden ability that way. You don't need to worry about the other stuff. It's okay.
Also, I'm not sure how you nearly bricked your system.
Unless you're I don't know. It's really hard to do that. As for competitive currently, I really struggle with how Kart VGC is just one main format. I'd love it if they had some diversity, like Showdown, where you can pick specific formats like OU and Ubers and try different teams. Well, you've got singles and VGC, so there you go.
And you can always find more formats.
Yeah, if you look online.
You just gotta find people to play with them.
It just makes it difficult to want to boot up the game when Showdown just does it better. You're not entirely wrong. I know it's after Worlds and we'll have a new game coming soon, but it just feels like I'm sitting waiting to migrate Pokemon Aloud into Scarlet and Violet. You're not wrong. That's all I have for now. Looking forward to a new game and being able to enjoy it with everyone in the community. Take care, Zay Paladin. I don't disagree with him.
All right, I think all 3 have...
I think they all have it.
So you all get...
a pat on the back.
You get a pat on the back.
This week's Rintaros badge is going to Lynian.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Award it to me.
I'm doing that right now. Don't you worry.
Perfect.
Of course, if you want to email us next week, you can let us know what your top 5 and bottom 5 ghost types are, and we'd love to hear them. Send that into puclpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to hang out with us throughout the week, make sure you come to our Discord, puclediscord.com. If you want to hear more from Thatch specifically and see him play some video games, we stream on Tuesday and Thursday. Actually, this Thursday we're going to be doing a send off to Sword and Shield, and we're going to do a bunch of max raid dens, which I'm very excited to do. I think we might even try to do an endless one. So if you want to get in there and play with me on stream, this is a great time to do it. To come over to Twitch at twitch.tv/thepuclpodcast. You can of course see stuff over on YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast. Follow us over at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can, of course, also support the show by going over to Patreon at patreon.com/puclpodcast. And I think that's my normal spiel. I have been Trainer Thatch.
I've been Lynian.
And I have been Clod9.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it is closing time.
time.